that sucks.
It sucks.
That is really a shame.
I'm a Blachowicz fan.
Yes,
I'm not too upset.
Yeah, of course. No, it's a.
But it does suck.
But it is a shame. Like, even if you hate the opponent, to lose a fight like that is not.
It's never nice seeing a fight have this much like potential, and and it was a good fight. I saw the scorecards going in; they were 1-1.
Yeah,
going into round 3.
Yes,
and I mean, I think the longer the fight went, maybe Rakic would have pulled through.
Yes,
pulled out.
Well, that's the thing as well. I think Blachowicz has the experience of going 5 rounds.
He does,
which Rakic doesn't have. So it would have been interesting to see what happens in that 4th and especially that 5th
championship round.
Yeah, because Rakic was really loading up on his punches and his kicks, those body kicks. God. Like, that was hard. It was really hard. So I don't think that a lot of people are calling for the rematch. I don't think they'll make that happen because something like a knee, if it's like a MCL or a meniscus or something like that,
it's going to take a while.
It's going to take a few months.
Well, not only is it going to take a few months to heal, it's going to take like a while after that to get him back to, okay, now I'm on the level of like a top 5 championship.
Yeah.
I'm ready for a top 5 fight.
Yeah, that's a massive difference.
Main event.
Yeah, massive difference between being able to walk again without crutches and then fighting the top 3 in the world. Yeah. So that was really a shame. But Blachowicz looked good.
He did.
He looked very composed. His stand-up looked great, explosive.
He went 5 rounds with Adesanya. He's a good kickboxer.
Yeah,
he's a really good kickboxer.
I would have thought he would have mixed up his wrestling more because Rakic is a more stand-up fighter. I thought he would mix that in more, but yeah, I think they wanted to trade. He caught him also with a massive left hook where I was like, oh, he's going down. And then Rakic took it. That was also very impressive.
To take any punch like that from Jan Blachowicz, like if you can eat the Polish power, then you know you're okay.
It's solid.
This guy.
No, Rakic is really one of those guys that in the future you can see him be up there and be consistently up there. If you can sort stuff like that out, I think he's really a good contender to have in the mix.
Light heavyweight is definitely getting more and more interesting.
Yeah.
Last year this time it was the most boring division on on planet Earth.
And then you had Glover beat Yuri. And then
Glover when he beat Jan.
Yeah, he beat Jan, and now he's fighting Yuri. But that was awesome to see as well. Now you have this 42, 43-year-old.
I think he's 42.
Yeah. And he's champion, and now he's fighting this
young
absolute warrior. Like, that's one of the guys that I don't think I would have been a Viking. I'm too small, okay? But as daai perd oor kan my gestaan het, if he stood across me, I'll be like, boys,
weet wat, maybe,
can we go home, please?
I think I picked the wrong career path. Like, I should have become a monk or something.
Yeah. I'm gonna travel Silk Road. I'm not gonna be fighting.
It's a merchant's life for me. This ain't it, chief.
I'm gonna go catch some fish or maybe dig it.
It's a simple life. At least you don't have to try and murder a guy like that.
He's an absolute unit. He's massive.
Ryan Spann actually won, which I thought was insane.
Yeah,
like I didn't give him a chance in that fight.
Really?
I don't like him.
I don't like Kutalaba. I don't
really.
He is very disappointing. Every time you watch him, I've never been overly impressed with these performances. There's not one performance where I was like, oh my word. But he's almost like his attitude beforehand does not match up his skills in the cage, if that makes any sense.
Like almost like Sean Strickland.
And he's quite annoying. Like, I don't like people that scream. And he does that at weigh-in a lot. He goes, He did that with Khalil Roundtree Jr. He dressed like as the Hulk, and he's like,
He didn't even dress like, he painted himself green.
Yeah. And then he's like, and it's
just stupid.
It's very stupid. It's a waste of time.
We've got the return of Holly Holm this weekend.
We do.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's going to be
the queen of the head kick.
Cool. Oh, before we go over to that, there was a fight on that card. Davy Grant and Louis Smolka. Bantamweight fight.
I didn't watch that one.
Holy shit. That was so cool. So this David Grant, he had his previous 4 fights. He got bonuses on all 4 fights.
Oh wow, okay.
And then when I heard that, I was like, okay, this is gonna be a good fight. Because I know Smolka, I don't know this guy. And what a war! Like really a war. That Smolka was so tough. He got his shit rocked in round 1.
I'm gonna watch this when I get home.
And he came back in the second round and he really like put the pace on him. You can see the heart in that fight, and then the third round he basically knocked him out on the ground. It was a crazy fight.
Okay, I'm definitely that's the first thing I'm doing when I get home.
Yeah, you're gonna have to watch it. So it was very cool to watch that fight, and I really hope he got a bonus. I actually don't know who got bonuses.
By the way you're describing it, goodness, I should hope so too.
Yeah, I really hope so, because in that, I think it was like a minute or 2 into the third round, he knocked him
like cold
ground and pound, and then he like hit him, boom, and you could see he went to sleep. So it was a sick fight.
You don't see that a lot, like guys going to sleep from ground and pound. You have to hit someone.
You have to hit you have to get your shit rocked. And also I think it's a thing of like, because the ground is there,
bouncing your head off the canvas,
bouncing off. But I think if you can hit someone where his head actually gets stuck between your fist and the floor, I think that sounds like
it's like between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah. That sounds like, that must be terrible. I wouldn't.
You've never experienced it. Your kid superstar.
Yeah, no. I'm trying to think if someone has ever hit me that hard on the ground. Probably Drickus. I think Drickus has hit me hard. Yeah.
Well, I mean, anyone who has 30 kgs on you, it's gonna hurt. If
it's gonna hurt quite a bit. So yeah, that was a good fight night. I think overall it was, Ryan Spann did very well through those signature Superman.
It was a beautiful submission that he had.
Yeah. And you could see he was trying for that the whole time as well, because I think early in the first round, you could see Kutalaba closing the gap almost into that clinch, and you could see Spann like pulling towards the head to immediately go for that neck, and it didn't work, and then eventually
it worked.
It worked. So that's very cool. We have...
I just want to see... This mic is sounding weird, but it's fine now.
Better.
Yeah, it's better.
Good. Let's check her.
Holly Holm is fighting. I think, who's she fighting? Like
she... Mine just jumped randomly.
Doof. Just Google UFC. Caitlin Vieira.
Yeah.
Caitlin is 12-2.
Caitlin Vieira. Yeah.
12-2, not bad. Actually, like, very nice. Ponzinibbio versus Pereira.
That's so funny because for a very long time I thought those people were exactly the same. Like Ponzinibbio and Pereira. I thought they were the same person.
They look very similar.
Yeah. Like I've confused them more than once.
If you told me, okay, match the name to the fight, and you just put them two and then the two names, I'd be like, it would be difficult.
It's gonna be a flip of a coin.
Pereira's always a fun fight to watch.
Yeah,
he always brings it.
Yeah, that's going to be a very cool fight.
He brings it in weird ways. I can't wait.
Yeah, he does backflips and
stuff. He must have some gas tank on him to pull like backflips and stuff in the cage.
Yeah. And then on that undercard, we have that Chase Hooper.
Hey,
he's also
young Chase.
Yeah, young Chase.
Because usually
as well,
you would imagine a lot of fighters, like rightfully, are scared of gassing out.
Yes.
Like you get in there and you're like, okay, I need to do this for the full amount of time. I need to conserve pace. And then you got this guy coming out in the first round. Oh yeah, no, I'm just gonna backflip. That's not gonna affect my performance at all.
But that's also very annoying. If he gets tired in like a third round, then I'm like, I'm all the way. Like, couldn't you save that at least for the third round?
Was the backflip worth it?
Or do it like Chandler, save the backflips for after the knockout.
And then you can do like 4 in a row.
You can do a whole routine if you want to. No one's gonna stop you. So save it for that.
Yes, I can't stop thinking about that Chandler promo he cut afterwards. It was so good.
Yeah, that was insane. That man knows how to sell his next fight. He is brilliant with that.
I can't wait for his next fight.
Yeah.
And I'll go on and on and on about that one.
Do you think, obviously after Conor, he is the guy that people are most excited to watch?
Yes, he brings it.
Yeah.
I would say I think he's overtaken Justin Gaethje as the most violent man in the sport.
I agree with you on that one. Even though Gaethje won that fight,
Yeah,
I do think
he just brings us like violence
Yeah,
that
he
I love
does.
to see. He's definitely the most entertaining fighter. For me, personally, I would say he's the most entertaining fighter in the UFC right now.
I have to agree with you on that.
I can't think of someone that if I see fight announcement, obviously I get excited. But
Yeah.
if you tell me, okay, when Holloway Volkanovski got announced, I was
Yeah.
like, okay, great. Like I can't wait to see like this absolute battle,
Yeah.
like this technical chess match battle.
Yes.
The two best in the world going at it. But if you tell me, okay, Michael Chandler's fighting, I'm like, yes.
Someone's getting murdered.
Like, it just like I just hear just bleed in the back of my head. Like we've gone.
You already hear ringing in your right ear.
Yeah,
Everything.
we've gone from the just bleed era
Yeah.
to like Habib dominance to like
Yes.
wrestling heavy
Yes.
back to just bleed with Michael Chandler is single-handedly taking us into a new era of the UFC
Yeah.
and I'm here for it.
I get you. I think obviously Conor is still up there when it comes
yeah.
to
Name-
pay-per-view
name
amount.
value.
And if you put
Massive.
them together in a fight,
I can't wait.
that would be
Please, Dana.
at 170, possibly.
Chandler
please.
deserves the money
Or
fight.
that is the division they should open up, the 160.
165 or
They should-
160. Yeah.
Yeah, 165, something
One
like
of the
that. They should open the 165 division with that fight. Announce we have a new weight class.
Are you keen for a 160 division? Do you think that should be a thing?
I won't fight there, so I
No,
don't
you
care.
wouldn't. Neither would I. But
Yeah,
I mean,
I do think there is. Yeah, because you have 135, 145, and then you have 170. So it just makes sense.
Maybe.
I think a lot of guys will fall that division,
I think
to be honest.
if you have 65, you can't have
Yeah.
70. You should have 65, 75, 85.
No, but then you can have like 65, 71, 77. So you can
Oh,
just
yeah,
move,
kilograms.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, sorry, yeah. We're going back to kilograms,
Yes, yes,
but you
yes.
can then make lightweights a little bit like 1 kilogram heavier, and then you can keep welterweight the same, and then so on. and
See,
so
I would
forth.
think between, I'm going back to pounds now.
Yeah.
170 and 165 is really, really close
It
together.
is very close. Yeah.
So I would say have the 155, like lightweight.
Yes.
165, the new one, and then 175.
Yes.
Like make that.
That's the new.
So you've
welter.
got smaller. You're gonna have
Yeah.
smaller lightweights.
Yeah.
You're gonna have bigger welterweights, and then like
Yeah.
your average in betweeners, like
Um,
guys that you're not sure who are where.
If they decide tomorrow we're doing that, then I'm like, strap me in. This is gonna be great. It's gonna be great because I think there's a lot of guys that will fight in that division.
There is.
So, and then you also have another belt in the mix, which is great for if people want to move up and down in weight. Because that would, for instance, for someone like Volkanovski,
Yes.
who can now move up to lightweight,
Yeah.
and he has been bigger than that as well, even though he's very short.
Yeah.
To move up once more, now that becomes a possibility because he can't move down.
Triple weight champ,
So,
baby.
yeah.
Yes. Imagine
So-
the scene. Honestly, I think I feel very, very vindicated
Yeah.
in this last like few months that people have been starting to be like, okay, yeah, no, Volkanovski is the real deal.
Oh yeah, because
I
you
feel
have been
extremely
saying that for a
vindicated.
while.
I think you can go back to like episode 2.
Yes, and you've been hard on him.
I feel so vindicated.
You have been on the hype train of Volkanovski for a long time.
Yeah, since we started this actually.
I think it's just because he's not as excited. Okay, wait.
No.
wait.
The reason he's not
He-
popular is because his main rival is Holloway.
Okay, that's a big yes. That could be that, but also if you look at his performances now, he's putting on cracker performances.
he is.
But 2-3 years ago, he wasn't. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
It
okay.
wasn't. It wasn't exciting fights. It wasn't highlight reel finishes. It wasn't. It was quite. I can see out of the UFC's standpoint, it was very hard to market him. And now
Okay, yeah.
you have this flip of the coin, Volkanovski.
Since he shaved his head, bald Volk,
Yeah,
baby.
bold Volk. And now he's getting out of guillotines, which look
was
super
insane.
tight. He's knocking out guys. He absolutely wiped the floor
dominant.
with Korean Zombie. So that that fight with Holloway is going to be awesome.
I think the big thing is people. I think if Max Holloway didn't exist, a lot of people would have been massive Volkanovski fans.
Yeah.
Because you don't really get Volkanovski.
That sounds actually so sad, but yes, that's true.
You don't get Volkanovski fans, like hardcore. Yeah, Volkanovski's my favorite
unless
fighter
you're
of all time.
Australian.
Unless you're Australian.
Yeah.
But I don't see on the internet people being like, yo, I'm a hardcore Volk fan.
Yes.
But you get hardcore Holloway fans.
Yeah.
You get hardcore like Jose Aldo fans. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You don't get Volkanovski fanboys
Yeah.
up until very recently.
Yes. And that grinds your gears.
Because the thing is, he's given people a reason to care now. He's just so dominant.
Yes.
You can't deny him. You know?
Yeah, I understand.
That's how I would say it. There was some YouTube boxing this weekend. Did you know about this?
Was it that creator clash thing you
Yes.
told me about?
Dude, that was actually, I watched some of those.
And?
They're horrible.
Yeah?
It was so weird because I don't know.
Was there anyone on the card that actually boxed well?
Dr. Mike?
Okay.
I don't know if
Who's
you know him. He's
No,
a doctor on YouTube.
Okay.
And then,
Actual doctor.
yeah, he's an actual medical doctor.
Okay. Did he win?
Yes, he
Okay.
did. But he fought like, there's guys like iDubbbz on there. I don't know if you
Okay.
know who that is.
Who's the guy? So the guy that makes all those inventions that are quite dangerous.
Yes,
Who's-
he was on
I
there
did
as
a
well.
thing,
Yeah.
right? You told me he's gonna fight there.
He boxed.
Did he
won
win?
his fight.
Did he win?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
He fought
Awesome.
like an animator.
Oh, okay.
No, that was horrible.
Oh, really?
Like the I did a thing guy he ran with this big right hand.
Yeah.
And then they both competitors just looked at the ref like, okay, I don't want to be here anymore.
This is terrible.
Like
This
there was
sucks.
quite a lot of that, like just people. Yeah, it was fun seeing
Like,
YouTubers.
overall,
I know, but
If you had to give the event a score out
the
of 10.
event was fun. I enjoyed the
Oh,
event.
really? So you enjoyed watching
enjoyed
it, even though
watching
the
it.
fights weren't good.
No, there wasn't technical fighting.
Okay.
Yo.
Okay.
But it was fun.
But
Like,
was there anything else like in between the fights that
no,
made
was
it
just
more
fighting.
appealing?
It was just fighting. There was
Okay.
one war,
Yeah.
which was quite interesting. Some guy who I'm not sure he works with like David Dobrik or something.
Okay.
Like he fought someone. There's this like old man,
So it was all content creators.
all content creators,
YouTubers
but like
and stuff.
not vlogging, like smaller, not
Yeah.
not more niche YouTubers almost.
Okay.
Like guys people like,
Yes.
but have like very dedicated fan bases
Okay.
almost.
I can imagine if you put all of those guys on the same card, you, in terms of like streaming sales, I think you can
was
make
massive.
mad revenue
yeah.
with that. Because most of those, let's say you have an average of 3 or 4 million subscribers. That's
all
a
draw.
that's a big clientele that you can advertise to. So, yeah, but Jake Paul has really opened up a weird
he's opened
type
up a
of
can of worms. Like you have to give the Pauls and KSI. Well, you have to give KSI credit on that very first.
He was the first guy.
He was
to
the
do
first
that.
YouTube
Yeah.
boxer. Like
Yeah.
and it's an industry on its own now.
Yeah.
And I mean, people are being taken seriously, like
Yeah.
Jake Paul.
And that's weird because, like, I do think I follow not only MMA quite closely, but boxing, everything as a whole, I follow quite closely. And I didn't even know of that. So it's weird knowing that it's in your industry, but millions of other people know about it, but you don't. And that's quite weird.
Like,
but KSI is very good. I've
is.
trained. I've seen some training footage of him, and he's
hitting the pads and stuff.
yeah,
It's good.
he's really not bad. It doesn't really always translate into his fights, but like you can see he has genuine technique. So
that's a big thing. I think that's a big thing that separates like amateurs and professionals.
Yeah.
Is if anyone can look good in the gym.
yeah,
Well, not anyone, but
Yeah.
if
It's
let's
quite
say you're
easy.
a very, very talented amateur,
yeah,
you can give a pro a go in the gym. Like there's a chance of you putting in some hard rounds against them.
and I've seen some shit fighters look good on pads. Like if that pad holder is also sweating and he's working,
He's giving you this much.
yeah, it's very easy to look super quick. So yeah, it's weird.
But
it's weird.
And then, but I mean, you have these guys sparring. There's some guys that I think that you see in the gym. You're like, yes, you could actually be a pro, and
Yeah.
then they go out there, and then it's just like fades under the bright light.
Yes.
And I think that's a mentality thing.
Yeah, 100%. And also just experience. Like even amateur fighters who are very good, it's like I think I've talked about it before, but in my debut, I really felt very naked because it was quite weird, because it was at the Sun Arena and there were a few thousand people there, and I'm walking out, and I have done it before, which is also, but the thought of, okay,
at your pro debut now.
Yeah, my pro debut, and I took off my shirt. I'm like, man, yes. All these lights, and the lights are super warm as well. I don't think people realize it's hot, like. And then I was like, shit, man, I feel quite naked.
And then you for some reason only fight in compression shorts, so that makes it worse, I imagine.
Yeah, it does.
It's not like you have like the board short part. It's the little ones.
Maybe for this fight I should switch it up and go for like those almost those gladiator pants.
Oh, I love those.
Because I did my double distance this morning, and I did it in the gladiator pants, and I felt great.
Felt like a kid.
I felt like a ninja. Like if I kick and the pants go, then I'm like, it feels like I have more whip.
Yeah, I would feel quite weird going out in compression shorts. I've never ever trained in compression shorts, like short ones.
Yeah, you even took one of your normal swim shorts.
Yeah,
and then you cut it into
those sounds hybrids. Bad, but it looks cool.
And I can contest to that. It really looks cool. It's something that we really should
try and
we must
do.
Actually make podcast themed shorts.
It doesn't need to be even podcast themed.
Okay, but just anyone, if you would want shorts like that. So, okay, so let's just explain to everyone. It's like it's tights underneath. Okay, so it's short tights underneath, and then it has like a type of pants that has a high slit.
You can see a bunch of it. Just Google UFC gladiator shorts.
Gladiator shorts.
I love those things.
So if there's anyone that wants professional amateur gladiator shorts,
we'll make them nice. I promise.
We'll make them very nice, and Jusha will even drop them off at your house.
I will.
Yeah,
I will come to your
and
house.
as a thank you, he'll mow your lawn as well. No.
That's extra. Order 3, get 1 lawnmower free. That's but we should.
So I really thought about.
I was looking for shorts at the beginning of this year.
Yeah.
Specifically those gladiator shorts. I couldn't find them anyway. I couldn't even find good fight shorts.
Yeah.
In South Africa, there's some places that sell compression shorts, and there's some Muay Thai shorts that I found, but there's no like high quality. Fight shorts.
It's also a big firstly because we have had experience with making stuff like that. It's just difficult. For ourselves. It's so expensive. Like I can imagine if a business wants to start a clothing brand for MMA in South Africa, there's not enough athletes, if you can say it, like even though it's growing, but there's not a lot of athletes that will pay top dollar for pants. How many people do you think will pay 900 to 1,000 rand for fight shorts?
No, that's a small market.
And that's also like if you're putting up a very small margin, that's how much it's going to cost. So it's a hard thing
because you
have to talk to China.
I would if it was a really nice pair.
Yeah,
I would buy that.
Yeah,
like 900 on one nice pair.
I got some Venom kit.
Yeah,
it's the best. Like I literally took that shirt and I went to a clothing supplier and I told them, "This I want exactly this."
Yeah, couldn't do it.
No, couldn't. They say that there's no like the machines, the material. It's not even very realistic in South Africa. You have to import it.
Like with the fight shorts especially.
Yeah.
They're like what do you call it? Like blind stitched and
glued
and stuff like that.
And they have like the rubber, and then it has slits with like even just putting in like a little rope at the top is an extra, let's say 20-30 rand.
Yeah.
And that's like.
But if enough people are interested.
Like, if in the gladiator shorts.
Yeah.
We'll definitely
do it, and we'll do it properly.
Yeah, and also we'll probably not even make a profit.
No,
we'll actually just cool. If someone wants it, we'll piggyback it on our orders, and we'll make it for us.
The thing is, I want a pair.
I'm gonna make us a pair.
See, I want some nice ass high tech gladiator shorts,
and then we'll make some professional amateurs t-shirts as well.
And the more people are interested and actually want, the cheaper it becomes. So it becomes an excuse for me to get myself some shorts.
Now you have to. So you're gonna explain to whoever you have to explain to. No, like I had to buy.
I had to buy.
That jet was so.
It's a
It
business.
was so cheap. I had to buy.
I don't mind making a loss on shorts. Like
Yeah.
if you make like a few rand loss on shorts,
that's
at
fine.
least it's nice shorts.
That's worth it.
I would-
100%.
The thing is that the UFC ones are just too expensive.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not gonna.
It is. I think that the stuff I imported, and it was one short
Mm,
and a shirt,
mm,
and that's like almost 2,000 rand.
mm.
That's a lot.
If you told me, okay, you can have a pair of Gladiator UFC Venom shorts,
Yeah.
and it's like $100, I would be like, yeah, okay, but maybe. But then you put like our import laws, then you put
Yes.
40% tax,
Tax,
import tax on that, and I'm
Yeah.
like, no, there's no way. I'm
And
not
you're
gonna
probably
pay.
going to have to pay for delivery as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then it's just unreasonable.
absurd.
Then it's
Yeah.
like 2,500 rand for a pair of shorts, and
Yeah.
that's not gonna fly.
So if you want Gladiator shorts,
Please give me
we'll
an excuse to
definitely
get.
try and do that,
Yeah,
right?
please
Yeah.
give me an excuse. Just, I'm begging.
And I actually have a great clothing supplier who would, if we, even your prototype sample, if we take it to them,
Mm.
I think they'll manage.
But the thing is, with these things, you need a big enough order
Yeah.
for it to make sense
Yeah.
for them to even.
You're going to
make
at
it.
least have to order like 10 or 20
Yeah.
with,
So if-
with him. 10 or
Okay,
20.
so let's
It's between
say
10 or 20.
If we get enough interest,
Yeah.
we'll definitely do it,
Yeah.
and then send it out to people. It'll be
That
nice.
w-
I
that would
promise.
be cool.
Please give me an
Yeah.
excuse. I need shorts. I don't need shorts. I want shorts.
I want shorts. You have a fight coming up.
I do.
Next weekend.
Versus, baby, versus.
It is next weekend. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it's
is. Holy shit. It's
Yeah,
next
next
weekend. Damn, man. Yeah,
Weight's coming down nicely.
versus Fight Night 3.
That's why the hair's off.
I
Yeah.
like it. That's your you're going to battle haircut.
I'm trying
a
to
fan.
make myself into a mythical fighter.
Okay.
That's just how it works.
You are a
see?
mythical fighter.
Yeah, bald.
Yeah.
No, not even bald. Buzz Dan.
Buzzed, yeah. And then afterwards you're gonna get buzzed as well.
Oh, yes.
Shout out to
Oh,
Burkola.
Burbi is giving me a crate of beer.
Yeah.
Yo,
For your
can't wait.
fight.
Yes.
That is insane.
Can't wait.
I can't believe you said yes to that, but
Yeah, well,
that's all you need.
we
actually.
went to the supplier.
Yeah.
I went with you, and he's like, "Oh yeah, do you guys want to take some beers and stuff?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "No, we both in
Fight
fight
camp.
camp."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Okay, but what about afterwards?" I was like, "Yes, please, I believe."
That is
Yes,
so funny.
please.
I love that. That's great.
What an amazing sponsor.
Yeah.
What,
Yeah.
what an amazing company. Blue
Yeah.
Cola. Like I'm very easy to buy.
How are you feeling? How are you
I'm feeling good. So
Preparation.
there's obviously nerves.
Yeah, of
So
course.
that's natural for
Yeah.
everybody. If you tell me you're not like nervous or like a little bit buzzing on the inside, you're lying.
Yeah.
I'm feeling nervous but confident.
Okay,
Like,
that's very
really
good.
really confident.
That's awesome. And it is a great event to do your debut at, because just of how Versus is managing
professional,
things.
dude.
Yeah.
It's
It's very
I was when I imagined my MMA debut, I was imagining a backyard with a cage in it.
yes.
I wasn't imagining
But a rusted cage, and then
yeah,
you get like a
obviously, like you
sickness.
need a tetanus shot after you finish.
Yeah, so it is quite a small. It's not a big step up, but it's definitely gonna apply some pressure.
The thing is, but the thing is I was imagining a rusty cage with like 10 people there.
Yeah.
Not an actual venue with bright lights being streamed and
Yes.
500 people in attendance. That's
Yes.
not what I
Yeah.
imagined. But so that's like big.
That's awesome.
But I'm super excited.
Yeah, it's very cool, and there's some great fights on there.
Yes.
From our team, we have like 6 or 7
I think
guys.
we have 5 or 6. I'm not
Okay.
sure. Yeah, 5 or
Yeah,
6.
I know it's a lot. It's gonna be very cool. We have grappling. The grappling is during the day, so all the guys that couldn't fight have to go grapple.
Yes, no, it's.
I think that's like a rule now.
It's a rule.
Which is cool.
We've made it into a rule. You
Yeah.
need to either fight or grapple.
Grapple.
Yes,
You were friendly forced.
because it's such
At
a fun
CIT.
event.
Yeah,
It's so.
it's gonna be
professional.
very cool. I think it's gonna be a full day of fun, and then also the grapplers, they win like rashies. I didn't even know that, but they win rash guards.
Yeah.
And that's sick. I want a rash guard.
I also want to. I'm getting shorts, so I'm happy about that.
You
I'm-
are getting
I'm
shorts.
fighting for shorts and a case of beer.
And a
baby.
few of them are also, they won like supplements and gloves and
Oh,
shit.
nice.
Yeah. It's going to be fun.
Beer and shorts. That's all I need.
You're going to knock him dead. Thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you had fun. Let us know if you want those shorts. We'll make it happen. Thank you guys. Go check it out. Cheers.
Cheers, people.